Jetzt ist Professor Dr. Chapman bei mir. Herzlich willkommen in der Sendung, Mr. Chapman. You've come a long way career-wise. You've studied, you even became a professor. You studied medicine and you became a professor. Yeah, and that's something that's highly appreciated within society. That's what many people dream of and never achieve. But you quit and you chose to explore a completely different path. How come?
Well, it's actually like, first of all, I think there is a diversity. You understand, it's a long way, it's a long time coming, and it's a long way getting there. But you see something, if you urge for something and you want to get there, whatever happens, you need to switch. I believe in the word switch. You understand, there are people that are musicians today and wanted to be soldiers. There are people that have been musicians today and want to be the nurses. There are people that have been drummers today and want to be the lawyers. And I chose to diverse because I feel that that is something that has been in me for long and has actually have impact in my life. If you feel for emotions and you feel for people, that's what you have to do. I have prepared myself well, and I think what I've gotten from what I've slaved myself for is what I'm giving back to the society.
So you understood that the path you were walking at was not your path in a way. That's what you told me. It was more or less your parents' path.
Yeah, it's something that you said. It's in a community of black mindset. You're black, I'm a black, we're all black people, we're all white people. I'm quoting something here. Maybe your dad wants you to be a footballer, you get me? And you don't want to be. But since they have authority,
it's kind of implanted.
You understand? They have something in you. So when they tell you to do that, you have to do it for them. You do it, but you don't have the feel for it. So assuming you're a footballer, you love music. Anytime you hear music, you tune your mind there.
So you encourage people to follow their dreams.
Follow your dream and persevere. Yeah, that's one thing.
What was the initial experience to change your way? Was there any initial experience?
There was, because...
or many?
More than many. That's how I put it. It's something that I've always loved to do, and it's something that I hate to see kids suffering on the street. I hate to see single parents suffering. I can't remember the way back. I was in South Africa. Then I saw a woman crying, and I know that she was facing a lot of plight and a lot of situations. And I asked her what's actually the situation, and she told me that she needs money for her school fees and all that, for her kids and all that. And I'm somebody, when I have the less, or I have the last penny on me, I can actually give all, because I feel that you need it and I don't need it, because that moment, it's your moment. It's not my moment. You understand? It's the timing. So that's something I've always loved to do. That's why I diverse early.
So you've got a big heart for people and you're very empathetic. That's what it sounds like.
That's the whole thing. I go hard for people and I feel for them.
Did you have anyone, a mentor or anyone who helped you to find your path? Or was it all on your own, all alone?
What I would say, my dad has been one and my mom too, because they've helped a lot of millions of people to achieve who they are today and what they are doing today. So it's a trend in the family. I call my family the trend of giving. We give. So it's like a trend in the family. It's like
they were kind of your role models too.
Yeah, they're my role model because they made me who I am today. Yeah.
What exactly made you so sure to quit? I mean, you've got this career, you've worked so hard to achieve what you achieved. What made you feel so sure about your decision, that it was right to do what you do? And we talk about what you do exactly.
The whole situation is like this. That's why I said, if you don't have the zeal for something, you become very skeptic. You understand? If you're somewhere you don't have the zeal for something, your skeptical things that you do will let you feel that you don't have to be there. You don't belong to that kind of society. You don't belong to that kind of moments that you're standing on. You understand? There's a lot of things, because I told you before, I don't want to be. Somebody calls me professor outside. I want to be called Chapman because it's just title. You understand? I've always believed in being natural, being normal person, being me. You understand? Because if you grew up coming from looking at where I'm coming from, or coming from that kind of yardie, that kind of, you know, when I say yardie in the Jamaican accent, the yardie means like society that belongs to ghetto. That way you become in a form of very, very critical minded person. You have to always push yourself up and down. You understand? So there's a lot of things that I've seen in life, and I think that this will help me to help the society. So this is There's my zeal that I have for life.
We've been talking about mentoring already, about your parents, the role of your parents. Where do you get guidance from today? Do you need guidance too? I know you've got a very strong personality, but still.
Well, I'm spiritual. I'm very spiritual. I have been spiritual since childhood. Those who know me know me.
What does it mean, spiritual?
I have the descendant spirit. Whatever God speaks to me for, I do it. If God tells me...
really close to God.
I'm very close to God. I'm 100% Christian. I believe in God as my personal savior. I have taken as a father and everything. I don't believe too much in my parents. I believe in God because they're higher than whatever we expect. You understand? I have been a spiritual person and a spiritual preference person that I've always believed that when God tells me that I can turn this water into wine, I would do it because I believe that it's something that God tells me.
So you feel God is empowering you to do what you do. But what exactly do you do today? What are you doing today?
What I'm doing a voluntary work. As of now, I give back to what they need on the street.
You are a motivational speaker?
I'm a motivational speaker.
What does it mean?
Well, I go to a lot of places that I speak to people to feel within their bones that maybe you might be hitting something or applied a situation that you're going through. When I come there and I speak, I might win souls. I might win people that are facing a lot of critical conditions like depression, marital problems and all that. Kids who don't want to go to school, who are feeling depressed, that they feel out of racism, they can't even get to school. And a lot of things. So I motivate a lot of people.
How can you help them? How exactly? I mean, you speak to them, they listen to you.
Yeah, well,
how can
what is the connection? When I'm being connected to you, you feel it. You understand? There's a lot of things, it's a long time coming. When I connect to you, wherever I go to, any mantle that I perform on or I speak on, there's a connection. If the connection is there, you moved.
So what can you offer to people?
I offer a lot of things to people. I sometimes even take off my own clothes and I go naked home to people. I die for people.
That has happened already?
It's happened 100,000 times. People who know me know that. I take off my own clothes, I go naked on the street, get back to my car naked, and I go home and they take my clothes, I give. And I don't even have nothing on me that day. So it's a long time coming. I've been doing this over and over. And it's something that's just normal within my surroundings.
You have Jamaican, half Ghanaian.
Yeah,
does it help you? I mean, you grew up in London, that's what you told me.
Yeah, I did. I grew up in Bristol and I grew up in South London.
But does it, I mean, you're very international. Does it help you to understand the world easier or to understand society better? Or does it help your work in the end?
It really helps. It really helps me because it gets you and it makes you understand a lot of criteria, a lot of things that happen in the world. If you travel and see, you will know more about travel. You know more what you have experience and you have to persevere whatever you get to. I believe that when you get to a land and you think that there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of trouble, there's a lot of critical conditions, you have to subsidize yourself to that condition, you understand? You have to get there to become like them, to know how to maneuver stuff and manipulate the people that to get to your level of thinking that you can get connected, you understand?
So it helps you a lot to have this international background and you're speaking so many languages that I know.
Yeah, I speak so many languages. Very impressive. A lot of languages because the languages
African languages as well, right?
I speak more than 6-10 African languages that I never learned them. It comes by itself. There's one part of me that I believe that anything that you want to do that is impossible, make it possible. You understand? You had a dream. You've made it possible. You're sitting here today interviewing me. That's your dream. And that's my dream, to make things possible.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
How is your work structured?
Well,
do you say you speak outside, in public places, in churches?
Yeah.
Where else?
Even on the street. Example like Hauptbahnhof.
In Hamburg as well?
In Hamburg, Hauptbahnhof, on the street. I sometimes go there.
I'm going to go there next time.
Yeah, we'll go together.
When are you there?
I'm always there. I'm always on the street. I'm like a colleague. I mean, it's good to say. Yeah, I get to the street sometimes and I even buy KFC and I share it among the colleague people and I tell them that live because let me tell you something. The people you see on the street today are the same people who can make the country. If a man is not given the freedom, you can never have a peace unless your peace is given out of the freedomness. So these people you see on the street, they're not outward, they're not outrageous people. They're people that are part of us, but situations made them belong to where they are today. so that when I go there, I behave like them. If you behave like them, you can get their knowledge. I impart.
You're closer.
Very good. It's a connection. That's what I said today. It's a connection because if you're not connected,
you can't do anything.
You can't get there. It's like in the Bible, every born-again Christian must get connected to heaven's gate. And if you're connected to heaven's gate, you are closer to God. You understand?
So that's so right. How do you get in touch with the people? I mean, I can imagine you stand there, you talk to people. Are they intimidated sometimes, or they are, right?
They're very aggressive sometimes. But it's
what are the reactions?
The reactions
most of the time.
Most of the time, you get closer to them, they ignore you. I've had a situation that somebody even poured urine on me, but I still didn't give up. But I went through to talk to the person.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, I've had a situation that somebody even slapped me. And I've had situations somebody even...
Are you never afraid?
I'm not afraid. I don't give up on what I do. I'm a go-getter. Whatever I look for, I get it. So even if you kill me, I will still come forward and talk to you. That's my job.
That's amazing. You say that you've got kind of prophetical skills. Is that right?
Yeah.
What exactly do you mean? We know prophets from the Bible, for example. But
very good.
What do you mean when you say you've got prophetical skills?
What? You're even a prophet, you know that. You're a prophetess, you know that. So first, you will build upon your dreams and you know that this is what you want to be in future. If you get there, you get there. That makes you a prophetess. I don't say I'm a prophet because I can be a prophet by occupation. If I'm not a prophet in the heart, I lack credentials.
Are you a prophet for yourself, or are you a prophet for others?
I don't call myself even a prophet. I call myself a descendant of God. Why? Because I feel that whatever I speak and it happens, I believe that whatever you believe in is what you persevere.
What do you think? Why is it so hard for many people nowadays to find the right path?
Well,
or the right lifestyle, or what suits them?
Well, first of all, a lot of people they lack of managerial skills. When I say managerial skills, it comes in a lot of criteria. It comes in a lot of category. A lot of people are lacking lack of managerial skills. A lot of people are lacking. They perish a lot of knowledge because they've been misunderstood and they've been diverse into a lot of things. And the world we live in today, we're living in a 3D world. When I say 3D, we're living in a technology world. So a lot of things have come by and there's way back. You understand? So we're living in a world of sorrows and a lot of people are not facing that word peace. So
what exactly would you say is the Western society lacking of?
They lack managerial skills. A lot of them. From the head to the toe, they lack managerial skills.
I know that you're traveling a lot. That's what you told me. And
yes.
Yeah. Do you talk to people all over the planet? Is it everywhere the same?
It's the same. When I'm being booked
for... Do people have the same problems, kind of? Or?
Yes, I can say 99% of people living in this world are facing the same troubles, the same plights. Example like depression, marital status, marital problems and all that. Most especially those kids who are behind there. 99% of people living in the world are facing these troubles in their homes. And there's a lot of broken homes in the world. So 99% of the people living in this continent or living on this continent are facing the same situations there.
But would you say that African, I call them clients, do have different tendencies concerning the needs, the problems from Western clients?
Well, I don't.
Would you say so?
I don't say it's the truth. I don't say it's possible like that. You understand? We all came individual. We all go individual. It's like these fingers that you see. Statistically, it's never the same. I might be a Jamaican Ghanaian. You might be a British. You might be a German Ghanaian. You might be a German Nigerian. It's different. It's where you come from is what will define your solution.
Oh, thank you so much.